Hi everyone, just want to show you a hot water heater project I'm working on. It's a wood-fired hot water heater, and you could also call it a redneck water heater. So it's kind of junky, but let me just show you what it's built from. This here is a gas-fired hot water heater. It's natural gas, and it was actually a commercial tank. And I picked this up from a job site that I was working on. And also, what I've used as the burner is, as you can probably tell, it's an old dishwasher, the inner drum of the dishwasher. So, and for my base here, I've just used, with the wheels, it's just some metal pieces that had wheels on them. I already had those, so the actual attachment was really easy. They're just bolted on. So how I put it together so far is I've taken this tank and I've cut the sheet metal off the bottom where the gas burner was inside. So this tank was a little bit longer where the gas burner was. And what I've done is I've just cut that piece off, and then I folded the metal up. So this is just part one of the heater project, and I've already had a fire in it, so I'll just show you how that works. Now you can see this is just the front of the dishwasher. This is the door, and it's upside down, so I'll show you why. Now I can just take the door right off, and it's pretty easy. It just slides out. Well, it does most of the time. Okay, so what I've done in here is I've just taken this, this is the inside of a washing machine. This is the drum inside of a washing machine. I'm just using that as the fire barrel or whatever, the burner. And I'll just pull that out. Sort of protects the inside of here from overheating. And if you look up in here, you can see what I've done is I've just cut the bottom of the dishwasher where the pump motor went in. So you can see the pump motor went right there. And I just made it a little wider, slit the metal, and then folded it down. Now, the thing about this hot water heater here is it has the center exhaust, or your flue. This is the flue that goes straight through the hot water heater. So that's why you want to use a gas or a oil hot water heater, because this works much more efficiently. The fire can go up, straight up through the tank, and, well, some of the flames, and the heat is going to go up through the tank. So that's the inside. So basically a fire is in here, and then the heat is being put right onto the bottom of the tank and also up the flue. Now the dishwasher insides that I used, this was actually from a portable dishwasher, one with the wheels on the bottom, and it was an older model, so I think the metal may be a little heavier than in a more modern dishwasher. So I'd be careful, because there's going to be a lot of weight pushing down on this, and I don't know how this is going to work, or how long it's going to last with the heat under here and all this weight pushing down. So I've already taken that into consideration, and what should be done is probably some reinforcements welded onto the side here, some 1/4-inch plate or something, and go up and reinforce this and connect it into the tank. That should be done to make this a little safer. So I'm going to fire it up and then show you how it works. So I took the diffuser out. It just slides out of the flue of the hot water heater, or the chimney that goes through the center of the tank. And that's what it looks like. And this would just make the tank more efficient. The heat would have to then flow up through this. There'd be a suction fan, a blower fan, and drawing the heat up, the exhaust from the natural gas burner, and then it would have to go around all these baffles here, and this would then make it a lot more efficient. You'd then get to retain more heat inside of the hot water heater, or actually diffuse more heat into the wall of the tank. So that was taken out because it works much better without that. There's too little draft with that in there. And so I've just shoved a pipe on there. You can see there's a little fire going in here. The wood is kind of wet. Just a bunch of sticks that were laying around. So I've got the door on right now, and the idea is to cut a little door right here and put some hinges on it, so then you can just open that up and put the wood in. It'd be a lot better than opening the dishwasher door. So that works okay. You can see up inside of the tank that the flames have to get up through the center. Now, I put this piece of metal from the bottom of the hot water heater, and I've just put that in there. And underneath of it, I put some ceramic tiles. You can see down there, put some tiles to retain heat in the bottom of the burner, and also to protect the bottom of the dishwasher. And you can run this without the door if you like. Just take this off, and then you have a lot easier access to. Then you'd have an open fire. So with the door not on, you get a lot of smoke coming out of the front. But that doesn't matter. It's an outdoor heater, and you can hear the flames shooting up the pipe. See that? So that's where you're going to be collecting a lot of the heat. Instead of just putting a tank on top, like a solid tank without the chimney going through the center or the flue, then it's not as efficient. Right now, those flames are basically right up to the top of the tank almost. So the heat will be then collected a lot more efficiently. Now, I've never seen a wood heater with a blower fan. I've never seen that kind of setup, so it's kind of weird, but unfortunately it's going to plug up, so I'm not going to continue using the blower fan. Probably not, but it'd be better just to put a chimney on the top and a hat. Look at all the smoke coming out of there. That's because it's not burning very clean. I just put in some cedar, some leaves and stuff. So I put some cold water in, about a gallon of water into the tank, and I've only had this thing going for maybe 10 minutes now or something. So to make this more efficient, you'd have to then wrap it with some fiberglass insulation, the actual, the dishwasher here part. This thing gets really hot. So the only reason I put this together was the idea came into my head, and when ideas pop into my head, I want to build them. So I had the tank sitting around, and I was thinking up a way of using a burner or wood stove somehow and mounting it. And then I was scrapping this dishwasher here, and it had the hole in the bottom. I thought, hey, that would work perfect. So I just ended up throwing it together. There's much better ways of building one of these heaters. You could use an old wood stove or whatever, something a lot heavier than this. Like this is it's just sheet metal, but it seems to work, and you don't have to use it to actually fill the whole tank. You could just put in what you want, and then you're going to have some hot water in emergencies. So I was just doing a cleanup and just burning up some sticks and brush, and you can just throw that into here and make some hot water. And we'll just take a look at the top here and see. You can see there's some steam coming out, if you can see that, out of the tank. So we'll just see how hot the water is poured into this container here. There's just a little tap on the tank. Yeah, it's really hot. So that's hot. So we have some hot water there. Just dump it. So the point of this is you're not trying to heat the water up to boil it into steam. You're just going to heat it up to the required temperature. So I probably won't be doing much with this, but it's good to have it just sitting around just in case the hydro does go out and the oil runs out or whatever. I mean, then at least you have some way of heating up some water. Now, if you have a wood stove, then you don't have to worry about that, which I do here at the cottage. So I can just put water on top of the wood stove. It's not a problem. So this is definitely not for in the home use. Anything homemade like this, it's really junky, and you never know what could happen. So you have to, this is just an outdoor, I'm just showing this as a example of what you could do if you were, if the hydro went out or something and you had this stuff laying around, then there you go. You can just pour some water in the top and or into one of these inlets, and you'll have tons of hot water. Now, if you want to get elaborate with this, you could put it in a little shed, you could hard plumb it in, you could then run a line from this tank as a preheater into your hot water heater, your cold inlet in your house, and then this would preheat the water going into your hot water heater in the house, and that would then save you a ton of money because the tank would hardly ever turn on. It would cycle very little. But of course, this was totally free for me, but it depends on if you can get your hands onto one of these hot water heaters here. Now, you don't have to use a natural gas heater. You could use a tank, just an electric tank, the bottom, remove the sheet metal, and just put it directly on top of a wood stove and do it that way. You don't have to use this, but this is a much better tank to use because it has the flue going up through the center. So you're going to get trap a lot more heat, a lot more efficient. Also, now if you're going to be hooking this up to hard plumbing it in or running lines into it, you have to use the blow-off valves and everything that would be on the tank. This one, the blow-off valve's not in here, but you have to have the relief valve. Also, you'd want to have some way of maintaining the temperature. So keep an eye on the temperature of the tank as well. You don't want to be pumping steam into your hot water heater in your house. So I just wanted to show here that you can take some old junk and you can turn it into a hot water heater. And I mean, the hot water tank may be hard to find for some people. Also, it may be rotted out. But this one here that I got from a job it's good. Like the tank was okay, but it was just not putting out enough. And it's actually over 10 years old, so it was upgraded. And the dishwasher is just an old dishwasher from one of those portable ones with the wheels. So those you can find anywhere. They're all over the place. Well, that was just a look at the Redneck hot water heater, and thank you for watching.